Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and I am here today to answer your questions by using my pendulum. And this is episode 2. Episode 1 gave you an introduction with a little bit about each of my pendulums and where I use them. I just want to go over real quick in case you didn't see. This is the pendulum that I use primarily every day when I'm on YouTube and doing spiritual readings, private readings, and things like this. This is here at my desk where I work on YouTube. This one is another pendulum that I use when I'm back doing working on my hair and makeup and doing things in my back room. It's my sacred space where I have a lot of my stones, a lot of my images, and some just a really beautiful sacred space. I have chakra balancing flags back there and things like that. And this is where I use this pendulum, and you can see it's made up of all different colors for all the different chakra colors, and they're different crystals in this one. And this one I use back in that room. And this one is my kitchen pendulum. So this one is my kitchen pendulum. It's made of just clear quartz and sterling silver. And this one has been very, very good to me. And I've had it for many years. And I really love using this one. It just has a lot of love that is connected to it. And then the last one that I want to show you is this is my traveling pendulum. This one is a pendulum that I keep in my purse, and I keep it with me, and I take it with me whenever I leave the house. So this one is a very beautiful and very well loved pendulum as well. And it's saying yes already. And what all of these have in common, well, this one I love because it's heavy. It's quite heavy, and it takes a lot for it to swing. And I love the way that it works, as well as my the main one that I use. This is a solid brass, and it's much heavier than it looks. And it's got a heavy weight to it, and when it helps with the swing to it as well. So the next question, as you can see below, is what the question that I'm going to be answering for using my pendulum is what is the role of sacred geometry in architecture, and how do you utilize it in our own home? And again, I just wanted to ask everybody, if you want me to use your name, just please include your name or your YouTube name in the question area so that I know it's okay to use it. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave them anonymous. And if you would like a question answered, and we're going to keep the questions more spiritual and more questions that everybody would enjoy learning about. And so not personal questions, no political questions, medical questions, and stuff like that. Just more broad spiritual questions. And you can leave a question if you would like in right underneath of this video, or you can go to my community tab on YouTube and post your question there. So what is the role of sacred geometry in architecture? So first I want to ask my pendulum, is there a role for sacred geometry? Is there a reason why sacred geometry is used in architecture? Yes, there definitely is. Is this sacred geometry important for us to use in our own homes? Yes, absolutely. Is this sacred geometry something that needs to be built into the architecture in order for it to work? No. So what I'm seeing now is like a mural on a wall, or a painting on a wall, or a picture on a wall, or a design in the flooring, something like this. And I'm seeing like the Metatron's cube and the flower of life, these types of architecture or sacred geometry symbols. And I might be able to, I don't know if I can pause this. I think I can. I might be able to pause it and get some photos to add to the end of this. So let me see. Is it important for the actual home to have this sacred geometry in the architecture before we move in? No. Is it important for us to build something around our home, in our home, that has sacred geometry? And it's saying yes. And so I'm doing this intuitively as well. And when I'm saying yes, I'm seeing like a labyrinth outside, or maybe even like a sacred circle outside, or something of this in this uh, area as well. Um, They're also showing me feng shui and placement and flow. So there's like a flow to there's a definitely energetic flow. I have a crystal grid in my room where I do some of my meditating, and that it's on a flower of life. And I also have a Metatron's cube that is on my laptop computer. You know how you have like usually it has like an emblem like an HP or an Apple or something. I have a sticker that goes over top of that that's Metatron's cube, and it's has like a hologram. It's like holographic. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite things on my computer. And I use that to try and just balance out all of sometimes the electronic can be draining or have build up the electronic energies. So if it's on my laptop and I have Metatron's cube in a holographic form, I feel that it uses that energy to balance it a little bit. So you can use it as a sticker or as a wall hanging, or as a crystal grid, or something like this. But there's a lot of sacred geometry in our home, especially like an octagon or a pentagon, or even like a picture of a rose. You know how, or the Fibonacci sequence. There's so much there. It's everywhere. If you bring in nature into your home, I think that it's an automatic sacred geometry coming into your home. So is nature inspired art important? Yeah, for sacred geometry. I think they're hand in hand. I think that this is a good question. Which came first? Did the sacred geometry in the natural creations on earth come first? No. So the natural creations on earth were created by the sacred geometry in the universe. Absolutely. Yep. It is brought here and designed to reflect this. Look at that. Wow. It's saying yes, yes, yes. So the sacred geometry in nature was sent here on purposefully. Look at the activity of this pendulum swinging. Wow. 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 So it looks like we got a definite yes. Look at that. Wow. Okay. So the sacred geometry was sent here to be reflected in nature for our for energy. And let me see. So sacred geometry was sent here on earth to help balance energy. Not exactly. To help activate energy. Yes. To help us remember the sacred geometry we once knew. No. To help activate the connections to our higher self, sort of, to help us connect to our spiritual realms, to help connect to the spiritual realms. And this is coming up pretty good, to help us bring down and connect to, uh, have the downloads that come from the higher realms, and to ground them here on earth. And it looks like that's a definite yes. Absolutely. And I think that, people who designed architecture were fond of these symbols and symbology and shapes, and the energy that they felt come from them and the absolute beauty. When we see like the Fibonacci circle and we see like a stairway, a stairwell or stairway that has like a circular wooden banister that goes around and then it winds up, and it's so appealing and so beautiful to look at, and it's probably like a piece of heaven. Let me see. Is Let me just wait. Is the sacred geometry here on earth a replica of what is also seen in heaven or in the higher realms? Yeah. That's why we find it so absolutely beautiful, and it carries such a strong, strong energetic pull to us. So I'm just going to go ahead and pause this so I can get a couple of photos together, because I think this is really important for us to incorporate this into our everyday lives. Hang on one moment. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So I just want to share my screen here with you and show you some of the sacred geometry images that I have chosen to show you. And this is an example of the Fibonacci spiral, and or the it in nature. And we can find this in so many different areas. This is just a shell, and this is the Fibonacci spiral itself in its form. I don't know how to explain it, but in its simplest form. And then this is also a Fibonacci spiral. You notice that this actual form, where it starts and how it multiplies out, is also expanded here. And one is here and the other one is here, and it's doubled on it. And this is these stars. Um, the name for escapes me what type of a star system this is, or what type of a cluster of a star this is. And so this is the Fibonacci spiral in space. So there's all different types of Fibonacci spirals that we see in our everyday lives over and over again. Another one is the seed of life, or the seed of life. And there's also one like this, the flower of life. Sorry, I knew that sounded wrong. This is the flower of life right here, and it's in concentric circles, and it's ongoing. And you might recognize this as how the human cells reproduce as well. Here's another flower of life. This one's really beautiful too. And I think this is what I have on my crystal grid in the back, and I change it out and charge my crystal grid maybe like 2 or 3 times a year. I probably should do it more, but and then the next one I want to show you this is Metatron's cube. This is gorgeous, and it has like the flower of life in it, and also the Merkaba in it. There's a triangle here pointed down, and then there's also a triangle here pointed up. And this has the Merkaba, and this one's a wonderful image to use for your crystal grids. And this looks a lot like the sticker that I have over top of my laptop to help balance the energies from the laptop. And one more I want to show you is this one is a Sri Yantra, and this is a meditation tool that is an ancient that you would follow. It's almost like a labyrinth. You would follow all of um, the shapes and the borders and in and out of each of these in order to meditate. And you just focus on each one of these and meditate and each one of these. And this one is quite special to me because of when I was growing up, I used to doodle all the time. And whenever I would doodle, I would always come out with this image, all of these triangles on top of each other and next to each other, and just concentric triangles. I would draw triangles all the time. Some people do bubble letters. I did triangles. And when I saw this, I recognized it. And when I saw it for the first time, I never saw it before. It resonated with me like I knew what this was. It was quite impactful. The next one here is the Merkaba, like I mentioned before in the Metatron's cube. Um, This one has a little bit of a description. It combines opposing energies in perfect balance, masculine and feminine, earth and cosmos. This union results in an activation of light and protection around your body that can transport your consciousness to higher dimensions. This Merkaba is how our consciousness travels and how our light body travels. And it's amazing. And then lastly, it says, reminds us of the potential power we yield when we find balance and raise our vibration. And if anybody knows me, you all know that I always talk about raising our vibration and balance for sure. So, and then the last one I just wanted to go over is a combination of all of these. This one they call, and they have different names. This one's called the egg of life. This one is the fruit of life. This one is Metatron's cube. This one is the Vesica Pisces. Maybe many of you may recognize that. I'm not sure if you can read that. This one is the seed of life. I call it the flower of life. This one is called the germ of life. Isn't that interesting? And then this one is the tree of life. And I think a lot of us have heard this before. And this one is the Merkaba. Isn't that nice there? Just a rendition of the Merkaba. And this is a tetrahedron. This is a combination of so many different sacred geometry symbols together. And here is the flower of life. So let me just see. So this is the seed of life, and this is the flower of life. Okay, I see the difference. So I was just calling them something different. This is the flower of life. This is one of my favorite ones. The flower of life, the Merkaba, and the Sri Yantra. This one is called a vector equilibrium right here. Interesting. And this one is a vector equilibri. Oh, I think that must be a typo. I don't know. That these are new to me. These are obviously. Oh, this one has the circle around it, and this one has the I guess it's the hexagon around it. But they're just fascinating. So thank you for allowing me to show you that. Thank you for your question about the sacred geometry in architecture and how to utilize it in our own home. And I hope I answered your question and did it justice. And please do, if you're interested in having one of your questions answered, please do just put them right below this video, and I'll see them come in. And if you want your name mentioned, you can put your name after the question, and because and I appreciate that. So thank you very much, everybody. Bye bye.